tough out there, but just seemed like he was better than last week. Just that 1 4th inning kind of got away from me.
Yeah, I was really proud of our pitchers. Did a really good job. John gave us a really competitive start. Did a good job. Porterfield came in, did really well. It's great to see Brad Bramer step in and do a good job for us after last week. But, knowing him, I recruited him at Wright State. Knowing him and the kind of competitor he is, and I was confident he would come out and do a good job for us. So we pitched it really well. Did a good job. Took care of the ball for the most part. Had a few miscues defensively that cost us runs. But on the mound, it was much more of what we would have anticipated or expected, kind of coming into the season, and kind of a little bit of a recovery back to the norm for us.
In that 4th inning.
Yeah, the 4th inning got away a little bit, but those things can happen for us. It's kind of the end of the pitch count. But what I was excited to see was John recover and come back out, right? Come back out and finish the next inning and give our bullpen a chance to kind of go 2-2 to finish out the ball.
Jeff, what you kind of see from Connor Nolan for them, what he was able to keep you guys off balance by breaking ball pretty consistently?
Yeah, we haven't chased breaking balls like that consistently, even in the preseason. I think it was one of those things where it's a little bit more of a 12-6 downer, and a few guys kind of expanded, and then they kind of came up those things where they become self-fulfilling prophecies a little bit, and we kind of settled back in there later a little bit and made him go for a strike, did a better job, but. It's not something that we did last week, and it's not something that we've done in the preseason. I just think it was a little bit, from a scouting report, it was a little bit slower than last week, obviously, because it was 28 degrees. But it was a little bit slower, had a little more depth to it, and we just expanded to it. But he did a good job. He consistently threw it, and I will say this too. He threw it for the first pitch of the inning several times, which is kind of like throwing a knuckleball for the first pitch of the inning. It makes you think more and more. It's like, why is the guy leading off an inning with a breaking ball and kind of puts in the back of your head, especially for a group that's still kind of working their way through their identity. I thought he did a good job landing it and then expanding with it and showing just enough fastballs to make it a functional pitch. Last week for him, his percentage usage were about flip. I think it was like 70 or 75% fastball. And then this week was predominantly off speed. And understandably, after we showed that we would expand the zone with it.
Morgan, you guys, through the first couple of weeks here, had a little difficulty, putting things together. But how did it feel to get that hit and then Josh come right behind you and the middle one right after that?
Felt really good. We're just kind of focused on getting better each game. I think we're seeing really good improvement each game. So,
how challenging, Morgan, was it playing in the cold? Was it something you guys kind of adjusted to and got used to over the course of 3 hours?
felt like we were just back.
Andrew, do we have anything on?
No, sir. No. Kind of going forward, do you guys think that the weather could still play towards your advantage with 3 Southern teams and you guys being the only northern team? I know this kind of weather is kind of unprecedented for this area of the country.
Only if we don't string breaking balls to bounce. I think that's probably the only way that works on things. But no, I think it's a little bit the same for everybody. Once you get out into it, we're fortunate to have the heaters in the dugouts, and so as long as you don't walk 3 or 4 guys and have a long inning, you're back in there pretty quick. And it really wasn't that big of a deal once we started playing the game. So we're really fortunate. Everyone's been wonderful and very accommodating, and I tried really, really hard to not make it a problem, and it really hasn't been. So we're very fortunate.
Jeff, you talked after Sunday's game last week about just getting better every game and stuff like that. Are you feeling good about going into tomorrow then, and just kind of building off today and just taking advantage of better things?
Yeah, anytime you make a schedule and go compete like this, you're trying to have all of your flaws and all of your errors and all of your mistakes laid bare, right? And so you can't hide from them, and you have to go and face them and admit them and then grow through them. And so it is. If you look at where we were 1 week ago today, we are much better than we were 1 week ago today. Okay, wonderful. So how much better can we be by tomorrow morning? And then if you want to expedite the learning process, the only way to do that is to have a reality check with yourself and how you go through that. So you look at guys like Bremer and Holyfield today, far, far better than they were 1 week ago today. John Bedinio, a better start than a week ago today. Continue to play good defense. Offensively, we did some things that we haven't done, but it was the first time for everything. We'll learn and improve and not do that again.
Morgan, Josh had a couple nice hits today, true freshman. How have you seen him develop? What makes him a special hitter?
We came back from winter break and just worked his tail off, and he got a lot better in those 2 months for the season. It was crazy to watch.
Morgan, you guys kind of knew going in with the schedule the way it was, and it's, even though 0-4 now, is it the confidence level at all a concern, or you guys just keep just doing things day by day?
Well, I think we just squared off with a bunch of good teams, and as we've shown improvement each week, I think I'm excited to see where we go.
Anything else?
Was that it? Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.